the Apple CD-300. Wait, where's the CD? Wait, this isn't it. That's the wrong one. That's what I already fixed. I'm going to be looking at this one. What am I doing? The Apple CD-150. Okay, this is the one I'm going to look at today. I'm going to crack this sucker open, focus, and try to see what's up with it. Might need recapping. I'm not even sure if this drive has caps. At least the ones that need recapping. So yeah, this is Apple's, you know, what was it, a 1X drive? Bloody hell, I don't even know. Maybe it was a 1X drive. But yeah, this is a desirable one because you can actually use it with an Apple IIgs and stuff. So yeah, let's see what we got here. Let's crack this sucker open. Get these off here. Nice little screws on the side are painted, so ideally don't want to scratch them up too much. I hear something rattling around in there. That should be interesting. Okay, those 4 screws on the side, and then you got 2 screws in the back here. Right here and here. Bada boom. And here we go. Here we go. Yay, plastic bits. Not too bad. Pretty clean. Very shiny. Looks in really, really good shape. Nice and clean. Let's see. Ooh, geez, there's a lot of bits of broken stuff in here. Uh-oh. Yeah, boy. Something's gone wrong. That's not good. Uh-oh. Bloody hell. Okay, yeah, what is this all about? We'll save these bits because you never know. So my guess is, see the model number here. This is a Sony CDU-541-25. CDU-541-25. Now you got 4 more screws here. Releases the drive. Be careful and hold it as you pick it open. This whole drive here now is loose. You can see me in it. Hello! So you lift this thing right up. Go straight up. Just like that. There you go. Okay, so take a photo, as one does. That way you'll know how things go back together. Go. This is the audio cable, back audio, and then this is for the SCSI selection, which looks like there's only one way to plug it in. Pretty easy. Yeah, so here's the back. Get the audio out, SCSI selector stuff, and DC input. Very nice. And of course, now we can properly see the model number. It says CDU-541-25. This can go to the side for now. Alright, so get inside this drive. It's actually pretty easy to do. You got 4 screws here. Apologies for the super reflective surface. So actually it's only those 2 screws here. So some of the drives, like the 300, this will be covered, these screws. So you just take off these back ones. And the trick here, and this is a good thing to take a picture of if you need to, this metal sheet on top, the very shiny bit, feeds in to all these little cracks here, right? So it kind of feeds all into there. Depending on the drive, that might be, you know, a little more snug. Yeah, that just pops up like this, and it slides out. What's in here? lifts right up. And there you go. Bye bye shiny. Okay. And we're in like Flynn. Now this, I haven't seen this before. This is kind of cool. Big grounding sheet. This is very bad. This is really bad. So this is a bad sign. This is kind of a bad sign, unfortunately. That is corrosion. And it's seeped through from the other side. So this thing obviously has a ton of caps in it that have leaked. Oh boy. So that does not bode well. But we'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. So the next part is, it's like the other drives, you got these two screws here. It's funny, nice Sony even puts little arrows here for you. And then this whole bit lifts out and flips over. Ta-da! Like that. Drive is actually incredibly clean. It really, really is. This is a very clean drive. So this flips over. There's obviously all these cables here that are still connected. Yeah, so what you can do when you want to work on this, you have to grab some CDs, perfect height. Of course, use Harry Connick Jr. and another Harry Connick Jr. CD. I don't know why I have so many Harry Connick Jr. CDs, but just enough here to prop it up. See? Okay, so now let's disconnect this stuff. So it looks like we got a red wire in the back and a little white wire. These have little slidey bits on the edges here that go up. Actually, no, these don't. These just unplug. Do they? Wait. Actually, hold on. Wait a minute. This one does. Has slidey bits. Get this one first. Okay. God, it's sticking. Yep. Okay. There we go. Board is out. So let's get a close-up view of the board. So yeah, this is where all the caps have leaked right here. And of course up here too. So you can see on the back of the board, it's literally sticky. This whole area here is all sticky. So that's all these down here. And up here, also sticky. Oop, there they all are. So it looks like we've got 4716, 4716, 1016, 4716, and then 100 and 6.3 volts. Sticky, sticky mess. All right, so the next bit after this board, get out of the way, is the front panel. So there's a board inside here that does the controls. And it looks like in this one, it's a little bit different to get into than some other drives, but it looks like we start with these screws here. It looks like probably these two screws here on each side. So gently, gently pull this out. This will have a cable attached, of course. Oh, that's just the front bezel. Looks like we've got two screws here on the bottom. So I think this front bezel looks like it has some, yeah, these are not surface caps. This is not leaked, which is great. Let me see here. Yeah, so you can see inside here, right down in there, those are some nice radio caps, and I don't think there's any leakage off those, so this is very good actually, because working on the front board is also usually one of the worst areas. So we're going to leave that as is. All right, let's get these caps off.
A few minutes later.
And through the magic of editing, caps have been removed. And pads cleaned up some. All the old solder gunk. Now I need to go back and clean them with some nice isopropyl alcohol. clean the board really well with some ISO after the fact anyway, because it's pretty gunked up with cap juice leakage. Alright, so clean the pads up with Q-tips. Now I'm going to hit them a little bit harder with some more alcohol using a toothbrush, gently scrubbing around the chips and stuff. There's some areas up here I want to get into a little better. So use a bottle of isopropyl alcohol in the spray form. This stuff smells great. Chemicals. Now ideally, you don't want all the silkscreen to come off the board, but these are cheap boards, so it may just kind of come off. Alright, and then I'm going to clean the other side, because this is pretty bad. This is where all that gunk went through. Brown. Yeah, pretty good to start with. Alright, now I can see stuff a little better. Alright, so I'm going to start checking to see if any of these traces are broken. There's some stuff up here I've scraped back already. Looks good though. Probably going to be fine. That's good. This is about there, yep. And then this is goofy here. Yep. Yep. Okay. So actually, the corrosion's not that bad, at least on this side. This side is just all the fat traces. So, I'll test some of these. These will probably be fine. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Okay, there's a couple spots up here where the traces were scraped back. I need to cover up some solder mask before I can solder on new caps. So I'm going to use this little bit of paper here and push out a little bit. I don't need that much. Boink, plenty. And I'm using this cut off bit of Q-tip as an applicator because I find it actually a little easier than trying to use like a paintbrush or something. Not too bad. Not too horrible. Alright. Go put this out in the hot California sun for a few minutes and should be good to go. Okay, solder mask is applied where needed, and now it's time to put some caps on. So this requires 3 different types of caps. There's 3 47/16s, 2 10/16s, and 4 106.3 volts. And yeah, so we'll get started on that right away. Right, so caps are on now. Let's have a look here. My soldering job. Yep, there we go. Now we just got to clean up all the flux around the caps, and then the board's going to get like a pretty good scrubbing in alcohol. Get off all the gunk. I generally go around and get the gobs of flux manually first, like this, using just cotton swabs. Here's a top tip. Squish out a little bit of cotton bud like that to make a nice little cleaning bit that can get in between stuff. Of course, it also falls off a lot quicker. Good enough for Australia. Alright. Now it's time for the big bath. I will go bathe this in isopropyl alcohol and get all the crap off the front and back, and then it'll get dried outside in the sun. Board is all recapped and cleaned up. Caps here, and then caps up here, and really the only trace damage was up here a little bit. Just scraped it back. It was still connected, everything. And then down here's another bad spot too. So goop those up with the green goop and all good to go, I think. Will it actually work though? We shall see. Okay, let's set it up to do a test to see if it's working. I'm going to first just see if it mechanically will load the caddies and see them before we actually try hooking it up to something. We also need to clean the laser eye. So what I like to do is set this up on the side so I can get into the inner board. Fiddly fiddly. This one has a clip that pops up and you feed the ribbon cable into it. Pop it in like that. And there we go. A bit of strain relief there. Okay, so what we'll do first is see how well the caddy action works. I have my caddy with a CD. I'm going to take the CD out because I don't need to have it in there right now. We're going to use a little adapter doodle. Just provides power to the board. So I'm just going to be inserting an empty caddy, and then the disk drives should eject it or something. So here we go, power up. Oh, actually I need to put a ROM in. Okay, let's put that back first. This is the ROM I took out when I was cleaning the board. Looks good. Okay. All right, so we're gonna power it up now. See what happens. You'll probably see this guy spin a little bit. Okay, looks good so far. Try inserting the caddy. See what happens. It might just work. Who knows? Oop, that. That worked really well. Okay, let's clean the laser eye. So I'd like to use some 99.9% isopropyl alcohol. Not a lot, just a very little on the end of a Q-tip, and kind of gently go around that area. Don't put too much pressure on this thing. And the reality is you're not supposed to really do this, but unfortunately these eyes are just gooped up over time, especially if the drive's been sitting and dust and dirt's gotten inside it. Gently go around, turning the Q-tip a little bit. I'm using the dry end now to dry it. I'm gonna use another one. Use another one with some fresh isopropyl alcohol. Okay. Pretty good. We're gonna put it back together. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm just gonna basically put this on, sort of, you know, dry fit it, if you will. Gotta flip this back over very gently. Get all the cables down in there. Clip these underneath here. There's two little tabs. I'm gonna put a couple screws in here. Alright, good enough. Let's test it. Alright, so I have a test setup here. This is basically a Sentra 650. I've got the CD-ROM drive just hooked up this long cable here using external Bluesky, or actually SCSI SE, and I'm just going to see if I can at least, the system will see the CD-ROM, and then whether or not it'll actually just mount, you know, a blank caddy. So we'll try that first. Booted. And there it is, Sony CDU-8002. Very cool, so let's try it. Let's see here. Let's see this. Oop, clunk. Very good, okay, so let's try a real CD. I'm gonna try the old Power Macintosh 7100 CD. Be good enough for this though. Put it in the caddy. caddy. Here we go. Will it work? Blinky lights. It's mounted. Look at that. It's working. Yeah, actually, let me try booting off this. Let's just see if we can boot off it. I'll actually fail the boot because I can't boot off this OS. That's how you know it's working, when it fails. Yep, it's working. See the blinky light on the front of the drive going. There we go. Very cool. Ew. Let's put it back together. I wanted to point out one thing though, because I was using this drive, internally to test it. There's jumpers here that normally are controlled with the jumper switch block thing in the back of the external case. I just had to use 3 jumpers here to turn on parity and also set it to ID 3. That way it could, properly identify it. Okay, so first I went through and cleaned up the front and the sides of the case and stuff. So I'll just start putting it all back together. This just slides on the front. I might have to pop off the, nope. And then this, as you recall, slides down into here, clips in here in the front. Front of the drive all back together. Jumper black goes back on like that. Power goes underneath. And cable goes back in. Okay. And there we go, an Apple CD-150 all restored. If you like these sort of things, please consider subscribing and like the video and comment below. Thanks for watching.